where the news comes first.
Good morning, Colorado. It's 8:33, Saturday, May 28th. I'm Angelica Lombardi. Bonnie Silkman has the day off. Let's take a live look now at Buena Vista outside. Looking west, beautiful skies out there, blue, clear conditions. What an ideal Saturday we're heading into out there. Let's take things over now to Storm Tracker 13's Jay Polk. And Jay, what are you tracking for us?
We'll be tracking a few showers and thunderstorms in places like Buena Vista later on this afternoon along Highway 24. That's what we're talking about for our travel impacts for our Saturday drive along 24 between the Springs and Minturn, where of course 24 meets I-70. There could be some scattered storms today. There could be some snow tomorrow as temperatures are going to drop off just enough to see some snow possibly above 11 and 12,000 feet. Scattered storms are also possible along Interstate 25 between the Springs and Denver. Overall, though, conditions are good throughout most of the rest of the region. For example, along Highway 50 between Pueblo and Lamar, your travel conditions should be pretty good for most of the rest of the day. Live HD Doppler radar, clean sweep right now for the most part, save for the usual fall stuff. Those are the two burn scars. And speaking of the burn scars, we'll be tracking some showers and storms over the next couple of days that could threaten the burn scars. That's another thing that we're really going to be watching very closely as we go through this holiday weekend. 53 for the Springs right now, 56 in Canyon City, 55 in Pueblo, lower to middle 50s. In fact, double nickels very popular in lots of cities around the region at this hour. 45 in Salida, 35 in Leadville, 37 in Gunnison, 40 the current temperature in Alamosa. What to wear for today? An umbrella and sunglasses. Doesn't seem like they go together, but there's a possibility for showers and storms today, so you need an umbrella. And there is going to be plenty of sunshine this morning, so the sunglasses are your friend. Don't forget about the sunscreen, too. Short sleeves are going to take us through the afternoon with a light jacket for some of the high elevation locations this morning. Temperatures topping out in the 70s in both the Springs and in Pueblo today. And then as we go through our 6 o'clock hour, temperatures are sitting in the lower to middle to upper 60s to lower 70s out and about in the Springs and in Pueblo. Details in that 7-day forecast. Talk about your high temperature from plains to mountains, let you know what it looks like for this afternoon, and show you when that chance for the strongest storms is going to be. It all comes up in just a couple of minutes.
All right, thanks so much, Jay. Well, the current El Paso County Sheriff is defending his office's record after an article in the Denver Post criticized the investigation into the Tom Clements murder. Clements was our state's prison's chief and was killed at his Monument home more than 3 years ago. The Denver Post article cites law enforcement officials in Texas who say the murderer was Evan Ebel and that the murder was orchestrated by Ebel's prison gang. Now, after the murder, Ebel fled to Texas and was killed in a shootout with police. The El Paso County Sheriff's Office has never named Ebel as the murderer and has refused to comment on the case because it's an active investigation.
In my opinion, it's inappropriate for the Denver Post to go to the length that they have gone to, and we are constantly looking for leads to follow up.
Sheriff Elder says they most recently checked out a lead just 1 month ago. He says if anyone has any information on that case, they're asked to call the sheriff's office at 390-5555. Well, investigators in Colorado Springs say there were no serious injuries after a crash on the east side of the city. Witnesses say a police officer was trying to make a turn on Barnes Road and Tett Boulevard yesterday afternoon. That's when another car ran a red light and collided with the officer's patrol car. The officer and people inside the car were taken to the hospital. The crash remains under investigation. Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper spent some time in the Steel City and signed 2 bills designed to help job growth. Hickenlooper made a stop in front of the Pueblo Convention Center yesterday to sign a bill that would put the military skills veterans already know to use by giving them easier access to jobs. He then went to Brews Ale House to sign another bill that gives high school students a better chance at getting jobs after they graduate.
We're finally kind of pushing our businesses and our schools closer together because that's where the real magic happens, right? When kids come out of high school and they're ready to go to work.
School districts in Colorado will receive $1,000 for each student who obtains an industry credential or completes an AP computer science course. Pretty neat. Well, Memorial Day is the kickoff to summer, and Lake Pueblo expects a big crowd this weekend. The state park usually sees long lines and full camping sites. There are a lot of activities planned at the park this weekend. All boat ramps are also open. You have to recall one was closed earlier this year because of high water levels. The park's operation manager is reminding people to be safe and not drink and boat. They also say to be prepared for any bad weather.
if you feel like you're going into an unsafe situation, to kind of self-police and make sure that you're not taking you or your vessel into a situation where you feel could be unsafe.
And just a reminder, some of those roads in the park are still under construction, so of course drive extra careful in that area. Many paved trails are also closed for repairs. Meanwhile, at Cheyenne Canyon State Park, all campsites are booked solid. In fact, if you don't already have a reservation for any weekend between now and September, well, you're probably out of luck. One family visiting from Parker told us they booked their campsite in March, and the staff here expects this summer to be especially busy.
The past several years, we've seen a steady increase in our campground usage and occupancy, so we are expecting an even busier summer than the last few years.
It's just nice to be out where it's quiet and peaceful and you can just sit and not hear traffic.
The Convention and Visitors Bureau tells us that tourism was up 20% in the first 3 months of the year, and they believe this will be a very active summer. This holiday weekend marks a favorite tradition in Colorado Springs. Territory Days returns to the streets of Old Colorado City. The event does mean traffic, though. A lot of delays are expected over the weekend. Colorado Avenue will be closed between 23rd and 27th Streets starting today through Monday. Parking is free, but expected to fill up very quick, so of course give yourself extra time if you're planning on traveling to that area. Well, it's starting to become one of Canyon City's biggest events as hot air balloons take over the city this weekend. The Create Canyon City Balloon Classic is underway this morning, but the balloons aren't taking off just quite yet. KRDO News Channel 13's Carl Winder is live on the field at the Abbey Event Center. And Carl, how's it going out there?
Angelica, the balloons have deflated for today. Some did, they didn't take off, but they did stand. But I'm here with Skip Howes. He's a pilot. And how did you take advantage of the circumstances?
Oh, we had a ball this morning. We had about a half a dozen balloons that were able to get up so the people were able to see the colors and the shapes. We actually do something a little bit different. We set up our basket and burner.